We are live. We are live. Yeah, warrior. Oh my God, yeah.
As they look to assemble championship rosters. We can't close the book on last season without also recognizing the record 117 G League players who were called up and enabled us to keep going through spikes in COVID-19. Thank you to everyone in the NBA G League. All of us have been impacted by some way by this virus. As a society, we've had to collectively deal with the effects of a pandemic that have been severe and far-reaching. But despite the challenges, we hope we were able to help bring together and create a much-needed sense of empathy and community around the game, whether in our unit or virtually. As we officially turn the page on the 2022-23 season. The young men who will hear their names called this evening have the chance to be among the next generation of stars in our league. Where will they land?
We are live. Probably
NBA draft belongs to the Orlando Magic.
Orlando on the call. We are going to see Orlando will pick.
NBA teams are now preparing for the top of this lottery to see the draft board blown up. I'm told that the Orlando Magic are expected to select Duke's Paolo Banchero with the #1 overall pick. And I'm told that Banchero now is the front runner and the likely choice to be Orlando's pick at #1.
Likely to be the #1 pick. But one of the interesting things about this draft is just how much talent there is at the top.
Okay.
He's a rim protector. He has perimeter skills. And here's the thing. Don't let his frame, his body type fool you. That is a tough dude. Or could it be Auburn's Jabari Smith Jr.? He's an elite jump shooter, a versatile defender. He has a high motor. And then there's Paolo Banchero, who Rose mentioned. He's a playmaker. He's physical. He's an elite scorer. So now we ask the question, who you got, Magic, and who you got, Jay?
Well, we had talked earlier about Jabari Smith being the #1 pick, the presumptive #1 pick, or Chet Holmgren of Gonzaga. It seemed like teams had moved away, and we had it slotted with Smith, Holmgren, and then Banchero going to Houston. But apropos a Wolves bomb before the draft even starts,
and it's Banchero. So if they take Banchero, now all of a sudden Oklahoma City, do they have a choice to make between, probably didn't expect that it was going to be Smith or Holmgren, number 2. So that is a big shakeup at the top from what we thought it was going to be. But how exciting for all these guys. But how exciting for Paolo Banchero to join that long list of great players that have called themselves number 1 draft picks. And if he is taken number 1, we talked about it all year that there were 3 guys worthy of it, and those 3 guys are all worthy of it.
Well, guess what, Jay? We get to find out now. The pick is in, so let's go to Commissioner Adam Silver to find out who the Orlando Magic select.
Here we go. Oh.
With the first pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Paolo Banchero from Duke University.
Wow. Paolo Banchero from Duke was number 1 overall to the Orlando Magic. You can see him hugging his family there. What a special moment. He comes from a family of hoopers. His mom, Rhonda Smith, she played at Washington, so he was drafted to the W in 2000. And he is a strong, offensively versatile player. He actually played quarterback and he ran track and field in high school. He was an early bloomer. He continued to grow, and ultimately, he became the first Duke player with 20-plus points and 10-plus rebounds in a Final Four game since 1989. You can see him there shaking hands with Commissioner Adam Silver. What exactly are the Orlando Magic getting today?
Well, they are getting maybe the best combination of size at 6'10", 255 pounds, advanced skills, and explosive power in this draft. Orlando clearly thinks that Paolo Banchero is the best player in this draft. He was the best player on a team that had 5 NBA players in the starting lineup. And Paolo Banchero led Duke to a win over Gonzaga early in the season where he outplayed Chet Holmgren. Here you see the physicality of Banchero. He can overpower defenders going to the basket. He can take it one way, spin back with power to the other. He can shoot it from the perimeter. He can isolate in the mid-post on the elbow. I think he can get better as a defender, but when you look at his defense, his pick-and-roll defense is in the 97th percentile on pick-and-roll handling.
Absolutely, and when you look at his player comp, he's a combination of Michael Beasley with his elite skill set for us being able to score the ball, get buckets, create, and score with difficulty. On the other end, I look at Ben Simmons, his ability to make plays for others, his ability to attack in transition and make plays and get to the basket downhill and take up the space. He has that physicality that you was talking about, Jay, and that's what he is. And that's you, Ben Simmons, at that.
Well, now he is standing by with our Monica McNutt.
Hello, Rhonda. Congratulations. Yesterday you told me you've been watching the NBA draft closely since 2010. Now that you're here and the number 1 pick, how does it compare to what you dreamed?
I don't even know what to say. I can't believe what just happened, honestly. I never would have thought that this would happen. I wanted to be in the NBA, but I didn't know I would be here, man. I really honestly didn't. So this is unbelievable, and I can't speak right now. I'm sorry.
Well, we'll give you a break from speaking because we have a little surprise from someone special to you.
Paolo, congratulations. I'm so happy for you and your family and the commitment you've made. You are, I think, the most versatile player in the draft. You can play anywhere on the court, and you're a winner. You're going to help tremendously and have a terrific NBA career.
You join the legacy of Duke players drafted into the league and got to play for a legend. What did your experience as a Blue Devil teach you?
Taught me a lot, He really taught me, how to really be a man, just being away from home, being so far from home, like he was there for me. You know, whether it was criticizing me, telling me when I was messing up, or complimenting me, letting me know when I was doing well. You know, he was always there, and he's the greatest coach I ever had.
Before that was Coach Hank, that was your mom, Rhonda, who was joined us this evening. We gotta go back upstairs. Congratulations, Paolo. Congratulations, Mom Rhonda. We know you are his inspiration.
Thanks. Monica, thanks.
Monica, thank you so much. Just take another look at this moment between Paolo and his mom, Rhonda. She has coached him. She has been his mentor. What a moment for him and his family. But look, I mean, Duke, they have a little bit of experience going number one overall. He joins a very elite list of number one picks, Elton Brand, Kyrie Irving, and Zion Williamson as Duke players who have gone number one overall. By the way, the 13th straight year that a freshman was selected first. The last non-freshman was Blake Griffin. That was back in 2009. Now, we get to take a look at who else may be still left in the green room. There's a whole lot of guys hoping to still hear their name called as the night goes on. There is Jabari Smith Jr. out of Auburn. When might he be taken and drafted into the NBA? What an exciting night for so many guys, Parker.
Absolutely. And look, this is what it's all about. It's not where you get drafted. It's just about getting drafted and getting your foot in the door. Like, you know, when you think about it, it's a dream come true. And I know some guys may not get picked the number one pick. Some guys may not get picked in the lottery. But it's about getting in. Once you get in and you make your presence.
Well, and now the Thunder, they have been on the clock. Their pick is in. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver is here to let us know who they picked.
With the second pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Chet Holmgren from Gonzaga University.
Chet Holmgren headed to Oklahoma City. You can see him sharing a moment there with his parents. The term unicorn, it's thrown around often, but it seems to that it may be an accurate description for Chet Holmgren. How many centers can shoot a high percentage from three? Holmgren shot almost 39% from beyond the arc in his one season with the Zags, and his dad actually filmed every one of his games since he was in 6th grade. And when he joined us on the set of NBA Today, he said that he wanted to be a 50, 40, 90 player in the NBA. It seems like he actually has a chance to be that, Jay.
There's no question he has that chance. He's built for today's NBA. He's a good athlete, very fluid, and really, really skilled at 7 feet with a 7'6" wingspan. And he's got a very high basketball IQ. He's really, in a way, like a baby Giannis. He's not a center. He's not a low post guy. He is a perimeter player. You can see he's got a turnaround jumper. He's got a fadeaway. He's got that little jerk move. He hit over 40 threes on the season to go with over 100 blocks. There's been only 3 guys that have done that in the last 25 years. And clearly he can move his feet. He keeps his body away from big, strong offensive players that like to get into his chest. He can operate pick and roll both as a screener and as a ball handler. He's the total package with open court ability. And I think he's very well suited for today's NBA.
Well, he's joining Shea Gilgis Alexander and Josh Giddey, but the question that NBA fans have is who's he dating like this for a killer?
Well, I tell you, if Giannis Antetokounmpo and Kristaps Porzingis had a baby, they'd get Chet Holmgren. That's one mistake, and I explain why. When you think about it, he's a combination of the two. When I look at him, I see Kristaps Porzingis is able to stretch the floor. He has he can mix it up, pop to the 3, and guess what? He shoots lights out. When I look at him, forwards at the Giannis aspect, attack it downhill, take it up space, and once he get in the paint, he's finishing at the rim with authority. Why they have to have me in this clip? But this is who Chet Holmgren is. Do not let the body frame fool you. He's mean, he's aggressive, and he's about that life.
Absolutely. And look, you can see him shaking hands there with Commissioner Adam Silver. And look at the reaction here. We thought maybe you hear his name called. Don't worry, young man. Your time is coming. Miami Houston, because they are on Now, the Houston Rockets, they were ready for liftoff the last decade. Remember, they made 8 consecutive playoff runs, 2 appearances in the Western Conference Finals. They had their third best win percentage in the NBA. They were trailing only the Warriors and the Spurs. But with the 2020 offseason signaled a no-go for their championship mission. You know what happened. Russell Westbrook, James Harden, they both left in separate trades. They own the worst record in the NBA over the last 2 seasons. So I'm just going to get out of the way. They do it big in Houston. They do it big in Texas. Big Perk, you are from Texas. What do the Rockets need here?
You know what? They need Jabari Smith Jr. I think, you have
Yeah,
a great piece of Jenna Williams who they drafted last year. A guy that finished the season strong. If you compare him up with a Jabari Smith Jr., the future is bright for the Houston Rockets. You have your foundation. You heard Adam Silver talk about the Golden State Warriors and how they built their dynasty and built their house through the draft. The Rockets have an opportunity tonight to continue to build their house through the draft.
And they're getting a number 1 pick. I mean, there are 3 number 1 picks in this draft. If Oklahoma City had the number 1 pick, I think they would have taken Holmgren number 1. And clearly Orlando got who they wanted. And Houston's going to get a number 1 caliber pick if they decide to take Jabari Smith Jr. He's NBA ready.
You've been high on him for quite some time. As we've been chatting over the last couple of days, you have had so many good things to say about him. What makes you so confident?
Well, I don't think I'm the only one. I mean, he's an elite jump shooter. And a guy who's 6'10", he's a really good athlete. He's a really hard worker, too. I mean, he's in the gym early, working out with the workout guys working on his team. He's there before practice. I was there in Auburn several times, saw him out there an hour and a half before practice even started. He goes hard, and he's an excellent defender. Oftentimes we say guys can guard multiple positions. He can really do it. I mean, he can guard multiple spots and take great pride in it. But the fact that he's an elite jump shooter, shoots 42% for free, I happen to think it's a no-brainer at this spot. I think Houston has to feel pretty fortunate with Jabari Smith. I don't want to say fallen, right? Third pick. He hasn't fallen anywhere. Third pick in the draft is just remarkable. But I think it's pretty fortunate for Houston to get this caliber player at 3. But they're going to get a high caliber player no matter what.
Right, Houston does not have a problem here. You could say the Western Conference, though, it continues to be a tough conference to play in. Big Perk, in Steven Silas' system, how would you see someone like Jabari Smith fit?
Well, I think it's all about letting them play in the open court. And that's the system that I see when you talk about Coach Silas. Like I alluded to earlier, you watch Jaylen Durant, he was able to play freely. You watch, Kevin Porter Jr., they're able to be the best version of themselves. When Steve Silas come in, is that holding them accountable and getting the best out of them on the defensive side of things. He's a young, passionate coach, well respected around the league by his peers and current and former players, and that's why he's in stack, and that's why I'm happy for the Rockets to pick Jaboy Smith, which they're about to do right now.
Absolutely. Well, the pick is in. Let's see if we're right.
Let's get it away.
Let's see if he's right. Let's hear from Commissioner Silver just to make sure.
Real good.
With the 3rd pick in the 2022 draft, the Houston Rockets select Jabari Smith Jr.
Jabari Smith Jr. Go to the Rockets.
Number 3 overall.
It's the best.
Sharing a moment with his family. His father, Jabari Smith Jr., was drafted by the Kings, actually. Bounced around with several NBA teams. I had a chance to chat with him the other day, and he shared this really wonderful story with me about how he's really looking to pave his own way. He is forever humble, tattooed across his chest. You can see it right there. But he actually used to go to the Sandy Creek High School gym back in high school before the doors were even open. He texted his janitor and say, "Hey, can you let me in?" He'd have more peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in his backpack to fuel him throughout the day. He'd eat them then. He's the highest drafted Auburn player in the Common Draft era. This is just a wonderful moment. You can see the handshake there. Jay, what are the Rockets getting?
Well, his shooting mechanics are impeccable. He can shoot it with a high release off the catch or the dribble. He's got a mid-range pull-up. Shoots 42% for free. Hits 79 threes on the season. And can shoot it out the mid-post. He gets to his spots really well. He's got a fadeaway jumper, a jab step. He can drive it either way. And a lot of people talked about, well, he only shot 43% overall in the season. If at the rim. It's just a question of him getting to the rim more. But the offense that Auburn ran, it was kind of a flex system, and it wasn't always conducive to him, getting to the rim and driving it. But he's fully capable, and I think his defensive versatility sets him apart in this draft. His ability to guard multiple positions, challenge at the rim, excellent defensive rebounder, and the fact that he's a worker and can hit those contested shots. I'm a big believer in Jabari Smith at the NBA level.
I am too, and when I look at him, I see a combination of two players. For you always, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, right? Able to get to his spots, hell of a pump fake, and get into the basket downhill. And then for the younger generation, he has a little bit of Kevin Durant in this game, shooting 42% from the three this past season, getting out in transition and being able to finish at the basket because of his length and his athleticism.
Jabari Smith Jr., he is headed to Houston. But the team that is on the clock now is the team that his dad played for in the Sacramento Kings. So let's take a little look at what Sacramento has been doing over the last couple of years. Right? They've acquired Memphis Grizzlies from Indiana. That was a huge piece for them. And then they missed the playoffs, right? They have the 16th straight season that they've missed it. That's the longest active drought in the NBA tournament. It's been a big win for them. They're on the clock right now. They introduced head coach Mike Brown as their new coach of this team, of this franchise. I want to check in with our Bobby Marks and Adrian Wojnarowski for more on Sacramento.
Malika, Sacramento Kings, they're focused on Iowa's Keegan Murray here at number 4. There's a lot of expectation that this is a spot where Jaylen Ivey would go in this draft, and now the possibility of Ivey dropping down to number 5 to the Detroit Pistons. There were a number of trade discussions with Sacramento and teams all up and down the lottery, but Keegan Murray is their focus, and now suddenly Detroit perhaps has the opportunity to select Jaylen Ivey, or perhaps even trade down and somebody else maybe jumps up to number 5. And remember, Jaylen Ivey, the player who did not go to Sacramento and worked out. There were no medicals there, so when you look at it from Sacramento's perspective, certainly that does become a little bit of a concern, but they're looking at a guy that can come in right now and Keegan Murray that can play right away. And if Jaylen Ivey is that guy for Detroit, maybe at 5, they've got a steal right there.
Thank you so much. Jay Billis, for those who maybe aren't as familiar with Keegan Murray's game, what do you like about him?
Everything. They should be familiar because Keegan Murray might have been the best overall player in the country last year on both ends of the floor. They went from a year ago averaging about 7-8 points a game to averaging 24. And I think he's the most efficient player in this draft and the most NBA ready to plug in right now.
Absolutely. Well, Sacramento, their pick is in. Let's hear from NBA Commissioner Adam Silver to see who the Sacramento Kings will be taking.
With the 4th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Sacramento Kings select Keegan Murray from the University of Iowa.
Keegan Murray becomes the highest drafted Iowa player in the common draft era. Sharing it all with his family as he walks to the stage. Keegan Murray, he actually grew up in Iowa, in Cedar Rapids, that's in East Iowa. It's a town with a population of just over 130,000 plus cornfields. Murray runs the family. His father, Keegan, also played in Iowa and is 3rd all-time in steals, but that's not where the family stops. He was teammates with his identical twin brother, Chris, and his younger siblings are athletes too. His mom was a collegiate golf player, and then last year he made a case, as Jay mentioned, to be the best player in college basketball. He increased his scoring from 7 points per game his freshman year to more than 23 his sophomore year. You can see him there shaking hands with Adam Silver. Jay, you touched on it. Elaborate a little bit more, please.
Well, we mentioned Malika, his efficiency. He led the NCAA in player efficiency rating. About 38, which is a gigantic number. He's NBA ready right now. His basketball IQ is tremendous. Very smart. He's got a great feel. He makes really good reads. And he pursues the ball. He's not going to be an Instagram sensation, but because he's not like the spectacular dunker and all that stuff, even though he dunks a lot. But he does play every play, and he does it over and over again. At the end of the game, he's got spectacular numbers. He can handle it. He can change speeds. He drives it either way to the point of seeming ambidextrous. And he shoots 40% from three. So he's a good shooter. He's excellent out of the post. He's in the 99th percentile out of the post in the mid-post.
Absolutely. And I like him. He reminds me a little bit of Pascal Siakam. You know, able to take advantage of little guys when he has the mismatch, has the size and length, knows how to play his role at times, plays off the ball well, active in the deflections on the defensive side, turning it into transition points. And that's what I like about Keegan. His size, his athleticism, along with his IQ and his feel for the game.
And he's got great hands. He catches everything. You mentioned the deflections. He may not be the most dynamic guy staying in front of people, but he makes great recoveries. And he always is in the right position. He talks. He's got everything. It's just not he's not the spectacular athlete that's going to jump off the page. But when you look at the page at the end of the game, he's scratched in every important category.
Do you like the way that he fits with this group?
I do, especially alongside De'Aaron Fox, right? The Kings have showed us that they're committed to him and that De'Aaron Fox is their franchise player. Why not add a wing? The wing is the most important position in the NBA. Think about it. The Golden State Warriors won because of Andrew Wiggins and the way that he was able to play defensively and offensively. No more what the Lakers had, those cook wings. You need those young wings that sit in the sink, that's raw, that's seasoned, that's ready to go into the oven.
The barbecue wings, the buffalo wings, if you will.
No more cooked wings. I don't want the wings that's been out on the stove all night.
Okay, I understand. All right, let's get Detroit because they are currently on the clock. So Cade Cunningham, obviously, he was drafted #1 overall last year. Detroit, they're still trying to figure out how to crack the East.
I know that.
Conference with Boston dominating, with the Milwaukee Bucks dominating, the Brooklyn Nets are hopeful. But let's take a look at exactly where the Detroit Pistons are now. So Cade Cunningham, all-rookie first team this last season. Less than 25 wins for the third straight season. Remember, there's head coach Dwayne Casey. Projected second most cap space this offseason. So might we see, actually it's the most after the trade, so might we see them add a star caliber player along with their pick here first?
Absolutely. And I think the guy that stands out to me is Ivy, right? You can see him pairing up alongside Cade Cunningham. The great thing about Cade is that he's really that forward type player. Not only can he get his, but he's great at facilitating for others. And I know Troy Weaver, last year he was very, very high on Jalen Green, right? He loved his athleticism. He loved his explosiveness. And now he actually has a chance to actually get a somewhat version of Jalen Green and Ivy.
Well, obviously, we saw, as Adrian Wojnarowski reported, the departure of Jeremy Grant from the Detroit Pistons. He's on his way to the Portland Trail Blazers. So there's a little bit of room there for the Pistons to add some more veteran presence to go along with their young court work.
Yeah, and one name comes to mind, DeAndre Ayton, right? Another man's trash is another man's treasure. And when we talk about DeAndre Ayton, we're talking about a guy that could average 20, 10, and 3 blocks in this league. We're talking about a guy that is everything that you want in that power forward center position. And I think Troy Weaver has his eyes on DeAndre Ayton. That's why he made room for him. And he's only 23 years of age. So he's still young that you can put him in right with the young core that you already have.
But if they do end up going with Jaden Ivey with this pick, why does he fit for an NBA-ready team that's hoping to crack that drought?
I mean, if you're going with best available player, I think this is the best available player at number 5, and I don't think there's much question about it. Jaden Ivey's the best athlete in this draft.
Right.
He's the best athlete in this draft. You mentioned Troy Weaver like Jalen Green's athleticism. If he likes athleticism, Jaden Ivey's got it.
I think that might make a little bit of sense in Detroit. Detroit basketball. All right, the pick is in. Let's get it to NBA Commissioner Adam Silver.
With the 5th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select Jaden Ivey from Purdue University.
right here, Kendrick Perkins, is what it is all about.
Absolutely. Let it out, young fella. This is about the journey. This is the necessary sacrifices that you made to get to this point to have your name called.
Well, and the first person that he hugged was his mother. And I just want to shed a little bit of light on their story. Ivor was raised by his mom, who played in the WNBA. She's now the head coach of the Notre Dame women's team. And he'll tell you they watch a lot of film together. They spend a lot of time together. She works with John Morant. John Morant, someone he models his game after. But that time that he put in with mom, look at her, making sure she captures every single moment of her son having his moment on the stage with the commissioner.
You gotta love it. This is what it's all about.
This is what it is all about. Here's some of those moments we were mentioning Jayden and Mikel Ivey. He's the second Purdue underclassman to be named the first team All-American in the last 92 years. But really, the story, the connection between him and his mom as a coach, as a player, is just so wonderful. Who has she coached him to become, Jay?
Well, a dynamic and explosive guard who is great in transition. His speed is remarkable. In the open floor, he's fantastic. He can change speeds, but he's got a gear that very few other players have. It's John Morant type speed and explosiveness with Dwayne Wade type length. He's improved his shooting over the last year. Catch and shoot, he can get his own, and he's got deep range. He doesn't shoot a great percentage, but he can run off screens and makes good reads and cuts with great speed. And when he gets downhill, forget it.
And we talked about his mom coaching John Morant. This guy has John Morant written all over him. When you talk about a dynamic, athletic guard who can get to the basket and finish across the ball, a guy that's real quick and shifty with the basketball coming down here, and he will punch it on you and let you know about it. That's the thing I love about the kid out here, John Morant.
Well, it's not really a surprise that he's compared to John Morant. I mean, look at him, his mom. I said it before, but I will say it again. She was an assistant coach with the Memphis Grizzlies. I just want to reiterate, as we continue to celebrate Title IX and the strides that women have made, that it is still rare to see that. And so, shout out her and shout out Jayden Ivey. I just want to take a look at this moment again, because this, I can't say it enough. This is what it's about. It is not just a player getting drafted into the NBA. It is a journey the entire family is going on. That is the look of a proud mother, of a proud parent. You know what they do. That's a job well done.
And this really is, I think, where the draft gets really interesting. Because I do think most observers and most basketball people had this top five. It might have been in a different order, but this was the five we expected to be gone by now. What happens next, I think, is really a crapshoot. Because there are a number of different things that are going to happen here that we haven't anticipated. And there are a number of different ways teams can go. I think this is where the draft really starts.
So if the draft really starts here, and you put on your GM hat, who are you thinking is the best available?
Well, you got Shane Sharp from Kentucky, who's the mystery man. We haven't seen him play in 8 or 9 months in 5-on-5 play, but a dynamic athlete that can really shoot it. Dyson Daniels out of the G League, who is a spectacular defender. Ben Matherin from Arizona, who Woj reported yesterday was being looked at in the top 5 a couple days ago and throughout the draft process. So there are a number of different ways that you could go with this number 6 pick.
Well, guess what? The pick is in, so we get to find out which of those best available will no longer be available. Let's send it back over to the commissioner to see who Indiana is picking.
This pick in 2022 NBA draft. The Indiana Pacers select Benedict Matherin from Montreal, the NBA Academy Latin America, and the University of Arizona.
Make sure the fit is done right. It's a big moment for Ben Matherin and his family.
Bear down, baby.
Bear down, baby. So Ben Matherin, he's a talented scorer. He actually grew up in Montreal. His parents, though, are from Haiti. He attended the NBA Academy in Mexico City. Initially, and I thought this was really interesting, he struggled with the language barrier and communicating with his teammates. And in the NBA, it's becoming increasingly international. But now he speaks Spanish, French, Haitian Creole, along with English. He was the Pac-12 Player of the Year. And I don't know, that might be the favorite suit that I've seen all night. That's pretty good, Big Bird.
He tripping. You said it was raining outside.
You gotta get an umbrella for that.
Oh no, Ben Carroll's purple rain suit, pretty good.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good link. That's all right. Top two. We'll get back to that at the end of the night. Suit aside, what do you like about him today?
Well, he's a shot creator and a shot maker. Shot 37% from three. His true
Yeah.
shooting percentage was over 57%. Another guy with really good speed, especially in transition. Moves really well without the ball. He's an excellent cutter. And I think Tommy Lloyd's offense was perfect for Ben Matherin. For cuts. He's in the 86th percentile in scoring off of cuts in college basketball last year. And he's a good defender, good pick and roll defender, and a guard rebounder. Averaged just about 6 rebounds per game last year for Arizona. He reminds you a little bit of Karis LeVert, but you got another comparison.
Absolutely. I got OG and Ginobili. When you talk about his size, his athleticism, his length, his strength, being able to spot up and shoot threes, but also being able to somewhat be a two-way player on the wing position. You talk about how important that wing is. He reminds me a lot of OG.
OG, not OG Ananobi, not Moses Moody.
No, not Moses.
Benedict Matherin taking it by the Indiana Pacers. And the party isn't just happening here in Barclays Center. It's also happening in Mexico. I mentioned he attended the NBA Academy. So the party is going global. The party is going global for him. Here's behind the scenes with Paolo Banchero, who was taken number 1 overall. I think he might be right there. That's a pretty good suit. Ghetto Banchero. We'll have more of the NBA draft coming up after this.
This kid is sensational.
We got enough. And y'all got my he'll come home there. You guys came to the wrong. I bring it up the NBA job. That you guys think, I think right now I would say the king of the rock is one right now. We got Pope in Rick Hurry and Ted Korea. Now, why did the talk the team Pittman will not? I don't think I got forgot on my and your big type is on my but yeah. Oh yeah. Follow me on Twitter at mikel 02. Please and into Michael Dot on Instagram. Michael Paper Face. Michael Portal on Raman Ben K. Shout out the way we're back, y'all.
To our friend Mike Schmitz and company.
With the seventh pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Portland Trailblazers select Shaedon Sharpe from London, Ontario, and the University of Kentucky.
Alright, again, I got my car.
Two Canadians go back to back. Shaedon Sharpe, though, fascinating journey. Allow me to introduce
On the call.
the 19-year-old. He's been this season's true man of mystery. He's from London, Ontario, home to a wide range of famous Canadians. You can see some of them there. In basketball, it's Sharpe's bag. So for his sophomore year of high school, he went to Bel Air. Not that Bel Air, Kansas. But after a year, he
who on ABC in
Basketball Sharpe's bag. So for his sophomore year of high school, Bel Air, baby. How about Bel Air, Kansas? But after that, he transferred, took the jumbo jet west to Glendale, Arizona, became the national #1 ranked high school prospect, next first on the team. At Kentucky, well, kinda. He practiced with the team, but he didn't play. And then the mystery began to grow. What to make of the guard with nearly a 7-foot wingspan. The indications are, after tonight, that he's set to make upwards of $1 million as he's now a Portland Trailblazer. Fourth Canadian-born 19-year-old selected in the top 10, first since R.J. Barrett, back with the Knicks in 2019. Let's go to Monica McNutt right now.
Thank you, Kevin. I'm with Shaedon. All right, so mystery, enigma, all those puzzling type of words have been associated with you. Now that you know where you'll start your NBA career, what should the folks in Portland get ready for from you?
I still think it should be a mystery just because, I mean, you haven't seen me for a year. But, I can't wait to get started. And it's going to be a ride for real.
All right, Dan Robert, maybe you can let us in on the mystery just a little bit. When did you realize that your son had the potential to be here and realize this dream?
Oh, from a young age, he had it all. He had the determination, through God's blessing and grace and faith.
good now we
He
are
accomplished everything he
you on me
Yesterday,
on
Shaedon,
the
the quote of you saying that you wanted to be the greatest basketball player ever. You talked to me a little bit about confidence.
you on me tell
As you start this journey.
on the call.
My confidence is still, at the highest right now. I mean,
And then
I'm coming into the league as a young kid. I just want to show everybody, what I have to do for real.
yeah,
Well, you're going to have that opportunity.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Rhonda, thank you. He turned 19 just 24 days ago. His favorite player was Kobe.
I wrote saying
Yeah, he can really be the steal of the draft considering the limited evaluation. But my goodness, if you look at his mixtape, that thing goes crazy. One isolation scorer. He can elevate, he can dunk, he can knock it down from three. So he is someone that we can look back and be like, wow, he can dunk. But circumstances change that.
Today, it felt like you just described the guy that
Well,
showed us on the set
you
right
on
now.
me,
One pick overall.
sorry,
Mr. Wells, it was a mystery for a lot of people, including probably yourself, on who was going #1. When did you find out that the Magic were going to take you #1?
Yeah, so 5 minutes before, they were on the clock, my agent just told me, be ready for anything, He wasn't sure about anything, but he told me be ready. And then probably like 20, 30.
the cool one night in one top pick right now, so so yeah, so wait, yeah, and then window. So I can belt that and told one belt that and told I'm gonna go back to ESPN. I think at the best of the pit.
Daniel,
Yeah.
Australia, the NBA Global Academy in Australia, and the NBA G League's Team Ignite.
They I don't know.
Dyson Daniels
Dying Daniel.
and his suit is headed into our press conversation for sure. At 15, he was playing for the NBA Global Academy in Australia alongside Thunder guard Josh Giddey. He grew up around basketball. His dad played for NC State. He
I
was actually
don't
deciding to
know.
the G League Ignite, the
Who's
NBL. It was a
good?
little bit of a surprising decision. He went to the Ignite.
I
When he got
don't
there, he had to
know.
adjust to the physicality of the game a little bit right there. But he wound up leading the Ignite in assists and steals. What exactly are we going to see from him in the NBL?
Well, you mentioned it. He's an NBA ready defender, leading the G League Ignite in assists and steals. As you mentioned,
I
he can
don't.
handle it. He rebounds at a high rate at 17 rebounds in
I
the G League game
just
earlier
feel
this season. But he can guard multiple spots. And his
they
matchup, he held his matchup to 37% from the field. He's a good handler and he's a very good passer.
I
He's got
got
good vision,
you.
a solid finisher. He
Yeah,
reminds me a
that
little bit
part.
with his size and his length. He's got 6'11" wingspan.
I
Reminds me a little
don't.
bit
Yeah,
of Matisse
the
when he came out of Washington.
Yeah,
But he's a little bit bigger than Bible.
at
He's
that
not
point,
focused on offense because he's such a good team player. But I think he's a good offensive player. He's just not a guy that is wired to score and looking to score all the time. But his defensive job, he's ready to defend in the NBA.
I want to say the defensive standout between him and Jose Alvarado. I want to see that go down before.
And her job, and again, look,
don't
the wing position.
They were
Like all the offensive firepower that the Pelicans have, this is a people that actually needed to continue to add depth, right? You don't know if a guy's going to
cut. But they might jump cut. So they got Tyree Jones, and I'm real know when that cost get in top shot. He think he's gonna be good. Mid-down, he think he's gonna be good, but DJ with what I'm the I don't know. Can Antonio and see what the better was ideal. the better was studying Paul and Paul the eight dog the better one not that bad, but I got they thought of it, you know, how many you be down, so the pit is still not in the belt even team to the basketball ESPN. Well, I on the basketball blog. There's a 9 pit and we'll almost an hour in the between the night pit. The pit is pretty probably the evening time. Evening time the milk
By the way, all of those Kendrick Perkins are career highs. He led the NBA. I didn't know this. He led the NBA with 138 steals. First
and
player
then we got
I think it's an incredible season for him.
what
What do you want to see the type of player he needs to be paired with in order to bring him to the next level?
You know what? I'm gonna stay with the big.
and they
I'm gonna stay with the big because here's why. When you look at when you have a point guard like Murray, that's willing to not only create for himself but create for others, you need a dynamic roller. You need a live threat at the basket. You need a guy that's gonna have your back and be able to anchor the pick and roll. You need a guy that when you get beat off the dribble, he's gonna be there to protect the rim and have your back at the rim.
Big Perk repping for the big man. Maybe I'm the only one. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks this is funny. Perk, what's your middle name? His middle name is essentially Little. Big Little Perkins.
good
I
down.
don't think Little is in play here.
Good down.
Who is in play for the San Antonio Spurs?
I think Jaylen Durant, who we mentioned before from Memphis, is just a man child. With long arms.
Perk loves those.
I mean, he can block shots, rebound, run the floor, good short roller. He's in play. If you're talking about a big guy, we mentioned Mark Williams from Duke, one of the best shot blockers and rim protectors. Guy who's a great block threat. So there are a number of different options they would have. And if you wanted to go with a wing, I would think that Johnny Davis of Wisconsin would be the wing you go with there. And Griffin also still on the board from Duke, who's arguably the best shooter on the board.
Well, and one of the things that I said, I'm going to sound like a broken record by the end of the night, but this is such an incredibly deep draft day. On any other given year, some of these guys, they may be drafted even higher than what we're seeing now.
Absolutely. I think another draft, but you're looking at a bunch of different guys that have different skill sets. So you're looking for a big guy. I think now you can start talking about need, but I'd still go with the best available players.
And you can see the best available players there. AJ Griffin, Jaylen Durant, Johnny Davis. There's so many, but
I think John
NBA Commissioner is here to tell us who it is.
will be a good bit.
With the 9th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Jeremy Sohan
Tell
from
me
and Baylor University.
So, good. Okay, gentlemen.
What a wonderful moment for Jeremy Sohan and his family. Hey, Clark, would you
There
like
you
to
go.
Backstory is unique. Look at his parents. They played Division II college basketball in Oklahoma, but he actually worked in England. His late father, Ryan Williams, played professionally, and so his mother. She has Polish citizenship, so that allowed him to play for the Polish national team. And then at Baylor, he was known for just that. He was known for his different, unique hair colors. He contemplated which one he was going with to the draft for a little bit. The blonde that he ended up with. He's the second Baylor freshman. I love this. I just love this. His mom's advice to him when he began to play. Be cheeky. How have we seen him be cheeky?
That's pretty good. My mom's advice was learn Italian. Jeremy Sohan is another one of these big sort of wings, 6'9", 7-foot wingspan, and really versatile on both ends of the floor. He can guard 1 through 5. And his matchup to 25% shooting when he's guarding. So he's got a great frame, a long reach, and he moves really smoothly laterally, and obviously north-south. He's got active hands, gets steals, and really good off the ball as a cutter. And Scott Drew at Baylor used him as a point guard at times late in the season, but an active rebounder, averages about 9 rebounds for 36 minutes. Played on the Polish men's national team. His offense is still a little raw. He's got ways to go, but Jeremy still has a ton of potential.
And you can see, excuse me, he's not headed to the Knicks. Like, what are we doing here? But the Knicks, they're coming up. Their pick is coming up shortly. And also in the next segment, Chet Holmgren from Goons going to be joining us on set. Stay tuned for that. We'll be right back.
A lot of people assume NBA players can reach anything, just like they assume they can't afford great insurance. But State Farm has rates to fit any budget.
Here you go. Thanks, sir.
Well, we have been getting
Here's your mustard. Thanks, Laura.
down,
Because I can reach it.
The surprising great rates to fit any budget, like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Just gave us all a brand new iPhone 13.
We've been customers for years. I thought new phones were for new customers. We got iPhone 13s too, switched to Verizon 2 minutes ago.
Ours were busted, and we still got a shiny new one.
Check it out. So wait, everybody gets the same great deal.
I think that's the point.
Now everyone can get a new iPhone 13 on us on America's most reliable 5G network.
I'm good,
New? Everyone.
I'm here
It's still a first refresh. Like the Baja State and
Yeah, they're constantly refreshing.
you'll be involved with
You inspired the Lexus ES to be, well, more you. So thank you. We hope you like your work.
we got
Going on the valley around,
I think
inspire souls to follow your lead.
what the
If they're decisive.
just
More than 200 careers go on.
feels
The Edge pizza from Pizza Hut is back. Loaded with toppings all the way to the edge of a thin and crispy crust. I think I just blacked out and ate like 6 slices. Where am I? I'm not a Pizza Hut commercial.
they
The Edge
don't
from Pizza Hut. No one out Pizza Hut.
yet what
We're
is
gonna try something
on
different today.
the car road and
Jobs bring out the good in us.
right now, but is they be the they get with a Jabari can't they Kobe Chapter. I don't think Jamal Delvin. Well, good Jamal Delvin. I say I thought you will go. I say I miss. I get you have Jamal now. I got Jamal, but the pit is Daniel guy.
All right.
And then I go play. I did.
With the 10th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Johnny Davis.
Johnny Davis. Johnny Davis. I really thought he would be built with Antonio. What the New York Knicks on the clock. I'm going to say a team like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's accurate in his self-assessment there because he can score at all three levels, but he's especially effective in the mid-range. I think he's a complete player, but he's best when the lights really are brightest. Against top 25 opponents, really, he averaged 24 points a game, including 37 on the road at Purdue. He was fantastic at Indiana, at 25 at Michigan State. Wisconsin won on the road in all those places for the first time ever, largely because of Johnny Davis and how he performed under those bright lights. He's got really good defensive instincts. He makes really good reads on the defensive end to shoot the gap and get steals, and he rebounds his position. You know, he's not a knockdown three-point shooter, but he can get his own, and he's a really good wing scorer.
All right, Knicks fans, listen up. It is your time. The time is now. Oh, see, look, the fans are standing up. They are standing up in anticipation of who the New York Knicks are going to pick and is sweating.
They're going to pull whoever it is anyway.
Please don't fumble the bag. You're going to need security.
All right, let's just take a look at how exactly we got here. One playoff series win in the last 22 seasons, and let me tell you, I was living in New York City at the time. The Garden was on fire when that happened. R.J. Barrett, 20 points per game. That's a career high for him. That's a great spot for New York. Julius Randle, though, the former most improved player, 20 points per game, 24 points per game in the 2020-2021 season. So a little bit less productive there. But even the young fans, look, they're so young. They still have hope. They're excited. They're looking forward to the future. Bing bong. Do you get that reference, Jay? You get the bing bong, girl.
I do.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
I caught your modern thing before. Let's get more modern. Talking about David Robinson, we got to get modern.
I'm just saying for us out there, I'm just making sure that the youngsters are like, well, what about Anthony Davis? Well, what happened before him? What happened before he existed? Big push. The Knicks are on the clock. The Knicks fans are hanging on every word that we are about to hear. What do the Knicks need?
You know what? I feel like the Knicks need to add shooting. They need to add perimeter play. Look, you already have R.J. Barrett, who I feel like is an up-and-coming star, but you need to add somebody that can knock down shots and a combo guy, a guard, in my opinion. You know, Kemba Walker didn't turn out to what they wanted him to be last season. I think you got to add some pieces there. Evan Fournier didn't have the best season for the Knicks. If you want to continue to build in the right direction, you got to add shooting.
Yeah, if you're adding shooting, you know, we've mentioned A.J. Griffin, who shot 46% from three. I I would take a look at Malachi Branham from Ohio State if you want that kind of thing as well, because I think he's got a ton of upside. And another outstanding shooter is Jabari from Kansas, national champion. I don't know if they would take him this high, but if they're looking for shooting, those are three good shooters.
Well, Kirk, you went away from your big. Oh my God! Clearly, the Knicks are on the clock because it just got a little bit louder in here.
You know what? I got tired of jinxing.
Oh,
You know what I mean? I jinxed my bigs. That's enough. I figured I'd bring everybody.
well, again, it's getting louder and louder in here because the Knicks are getting closer and closer to picking who is going to be in the Garden next season. You mentioned Kemba Walker. Obviously, the Knicks and Kemba Walker's camp decided that perhaps they weren't the best fit. Kemba Walker was just a consummate professional throughout the season, a long-overdue leader, but RJ Barrett seems to be the future of this team, Big Perk.
He is, and he keeps getting better. The things that we say he can't do, he comes out the next season and he proves us wrong. This season,
Hang on to your butts. The pick is in. Who are the New York Knicks going to take? Let's find out from NBA Commissioner Adam Silver.
With the 11th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the New York Knicks select Ousmane Dieng from Bordeaux, France.
Come on, Jay. Jay Jones. Come on, Jay.
A mixture of cheers and boos, but don't worry, that's how they do it here in New York. They ride with you until the wheels fall.
New York.
Let me tell you a little bit about Ousmane. He enters the league after playing at Insect Academy in Paris. He's made a career
Come on,
stars program.
Baby.
Much older, more
Baby.
experienced.
New York. I don't see New York. Real good. Oh,
I'm hearing that we may have some news here, so let's bring in our senior NBA insider, Adrian Wojnarowski.
I in the chat. So I can, I can shout you out.
Forward who played for the New Zealand Breakers last season to the Thunder. I'm told that the Knicks will get back multiple first-round
I
picks
did
moving
don't
forward,
know.
and Oklahoma City is back on the clock at number 12. And we can talk about some length now. Now you pair with Jang with Chet Holmgren, a 7'1" wingspan guard, plays like a guard, 6'11" here.
I don't know, guys.
The first half of the season, can shoot the ball from three.
Here we go.
His passing, this is
But
an upside kid for the Thunder.
stop.
When you look at his last 10 games in the season in New Zealand,
Real good.
51% from the field. And here's another player
Like
that sit
that.
down with
Over
me and his
on
he
the
struggled with this,
clock. I don't know. I will pa, pa. You're not me. You're not talking to the ticket. Say, oh, I got that. I think all around my ear. I just went and saw Paul and I bought in bought myself. team. I'm going to digest, real quick. We got, I'm not, I don't know. I got they wicked. So they got J.R. Bet and Ryan. They got Albert Bet. They really like a team role. I got dealt with role could you deal with the thing rock we got only comes back I don't see well. So we got I think he done a video deal. And not someone well the fucking deal. The fucking deal. But I got a 5-year deal. So he got 3 more years on a deal, and the bit is info. Oh my God, yeah, Tiba. Oh my God.
Don't worry, because we're going to be coming back and asking you, Chet Holmgren, congratulations. Thank you so much. Headed to Oklahoma City. Thank you for spending the time.
Thanks, Brad. And very smart not negotiating against yourself on that.
Exactly. Don't negotiate against yourself. Don't overbid before you have to. We appreciate that. All right. Well, guess what? Another pick is in. Chet Holmgren gets to find out who may be his next teammate. Let's head to NBA Commissioner Adam Silver.
The pit
With the
is
12th pick
in.
in 2022 NBA Draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Jenna Williams from
Jaylen
Sacramento.
Williams. Maybe
Emotional moment for Jaylen Williams and his
night.
family. The junior guard out of Santa Clara. He has wanted to be a professional ball player since he was 6 years old, and that is all culminating in this moment as he is headed to the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's the first prospect drafted from Santa Clara since Steve Nash was taken 15th overall in the 1996 draft. You can see Steve Nash there. 12 games he played with 20-plus points last season. He tied for the second most in the WCC. Hey, that's my own. What do you see in those games, David?
Well, he's a guy that made a huge jump throughout the course of his career. He's very productive. And, some people call him a late bloomer, but he's continued to bloom throughout his basketball life. He's 6'6", but he's got a 7'2" wingspan, incredible length. He's very skilled, really good at catch-and-shoot situations. Shot 40% from 3. He's got an excellent middle game, and he's really good at ball screen. Very good pick and roll. Efficiency, good setting it up. He can go under, he can twist it, he can stake it. And an excellent cutter without the ball. But just a really confident player that plays at both ends of the floor.
Well, Oklahoma City, they just
So we got
many picks that I want to show you. Coming tonight, the Magic 8 Ball. In 2022, they have 3 first-round picks in this draft. Not to mention, through 2027, they have 18 first-round picks. That's the most in the NBA. And our Adrian Wojnarowski has referred to this as sort of the great experiment for Sam Presti. Well, why is that?
Well, because just the investment that Oklahoma City has made now in the NBA draft, gathering up assets, and now turning them into young players for just 2 years into this rebuild. And you look now at the talent they gathered. Josh Giddey, their first-round pick last year, had an outstanding rookie season. And then getting Chet Holmgren at number 2 in this draft, in addition to Day, and now Jaylen Williams of Santa Clara. I think Sam Presti, Oklahoma City's GM, he scouted Chet Holmgren perhaps as much as any player that he has spent time with on the road. Absolutely, their number one, the number 1 player on their board, and that was proven when Jabari Smith was available to them at number 2, and they still stayed with Chet Holmgren. But you see now the talent, Shaquille Alexander, the young point guard in Oklahoma City. You can start now to see the shape of a team that's going to be deep and talented, and still with multiple first-round picks now through the next 2 years in salary cap space when they decide they want to get back involved in free agency.
George, thank you so much. Many first-round picks for the Oklahoma City Thunder. We'll see them on the board again at 30. That was a pick that comes from Phoenix. But now, the Charlotte Hornets, they are on the clock. They're looking for someone to team up with just a talented young core. LaMelo Ball, obviously one of the flashiest players. James, who are you looking at here?
I think Mark Williams at Duke could be an interesting pick for them.
Mark Williams,
for a guy that can set ball screens and roll and a lot of pressure. With LaMelo Ball being able to throw it up to him, and he's an elite rim protector. There's been a lot of talk of Charlotte 13 and 15, maybe looking at Williams at one of those 2 spots.
I want to put a little bit of context for the Charlotte Hornets here. LaMelo Ball, he was the 4th youngest All-Star ever, 20 years old, along with Magic, LeBron, and Kobe. So let's look a little bit of a timeline here for where exactly the Charlotte Hornets are. What I just mentioned, the 4th youngest All-Star starter ever, and he absolutely earned it, but they lost early in the East Plan for the 2nd straight season, so not exactly where they wanted to be. They hired Kenny Atkinson as head coach, but we know that has not come to fruition. He decided to stick with the Golden State Warriors after winning an NBA championship. And then there's Miles Bridges, right? 20.2 points per game. He is a restricted free agent, so we'll be monitoring that closely. I have said it before. To me, when I look at the Eastern Conference, in the last couple of years, we've been talking just about how talented the East is, how much they're making strides towards sort of what we thought is the power conference of the West. But now I sort of see the Boston Celtics, the Milwaukee Bucks, they stand above them all. The Brooklyn Nets have a lot of question marks. When you look at some of the Philadelphia 76ers, they have a lot of question marks. What do you see for the Charlotte Hornets here?
Well, just remember, they were right there. They were right in the play-in tournament. And look, you had to have, there was 4 games above 500 this season. So they played winning basketball. They played together, and I love what Michael Jordan and everybody in the organization has done for us, giving the keys to LaMelo Ball. This guy's the ultimate playmaker. He's so unselfish. He makes people around him better. And like Jay said, all they need is that live threat and rim protector. They need that guy to match up with the point on the middle. To be able to roll, and now he can get these shooters and those wing guys that are spot on the court. And they made really good incremental progress. They were 10 games above the prior year 2 years in a row, which is hard to do. I mean, I was surprised they let go of James Borrego. I would not have done that, but
a lot of people are
you serve at the pleasure of your employer, but I was surprised by that. You can be a coach and quickly get the right next person. But I agree. I think Williams is an interesting choice.
And it's so important, right, to have the right head coach, especially for young players, young franchise. We saw that with Willie Green with the Pelicans. Made an immediate impact in changing that culture. Accountability was a big word that he used over and over. Obviously, coming from the Monty Williams coaching tree, that's incredibly important. So let's see if they get that. They have to get that right right there. They also have to get the pick right. The pick is in, so let's head to
The
NBA Commissioner
pick
Adam Silver, who is heading to China.
Yo, guys.
With the 13th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Jaylen Durant from the University of
Okay, take it down. I was wondering,
Jaylen Durant
will
headed to the Hornets.
jump goal?
And Jay, he may be the most physically gifted big man in this draft.
Well, we talked about it being a man-child. I mean, he's physically imposing. A guy who's 6'11" with a 7'5" wingspan. Solid rebounder, a very good rim protector. You know, we talked about Mark Williams being a lob threat. So is Jaylen Durant. He led the AAC in rebounds. He had 3 offensive rebounds per game. He can go get the ball and get you extra possessions. He catches everything with those great hands, and he dunks everything. And I think he's a pretty good passer, especially out of the high post. He's been limited as a shooter. He's a poor free-throw shooter, but very, very talented.
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of look at him like a Bam out of the Bible. So, yes,
I got
absolutely. I look at him as a guy that's a rim protector, defender, that can and we talked about being a lot of going through the hands out, rolling to the basket, opening it up for other people.
Playing don't
One thing that we talked about earlier is how much experience
well, I know, I think you'll walk out and walk on straight off the so I
according to our
going
into the move as the Cavaliers get on the clock. And the Cavaliers, they have had such an exciting year. They may be the team that I am most excited to watch next season in the NBA because they are going to be a force. And yes, Park, they are full of talented big men. Talented big men. Look at this turnaround for them. Just absolutely incredible. So Darius Garland, Darren Allen, in this building, the pro, they were and the runner-up for rookie of the year.
I think I could see I walk. I could see
getting him in place, and then the culture, right? We haven't seen this kind of culture since the Barnes the way that they played last year, the way that they packed out the arena. So shout out to the front office of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Well, they lost in the play-in to Brooklyn and Atlanta, but that was because they were run down. They were hurt at that point in the season. You know, Darren Allen worked all the way to get all the way back in order to be even appearing in those games. So now, what is the piece do you think, Jay, that'll take them over the top?
Well, I don't know about the piece that takes them over the top. They still have, I think, a long way to go. But if they're looking for shooting, the guys I would target here, Ohio State, who I think is going to be an outstanding player. I happen to think is undervalued. You've seen Ochai Agbaji mentioned in this slot. You don't think they're going to go with a big guy. You know, it's going to go. You think it'll be a wing? You think it'd be a wing or guard?
I think
No, I don't. I think they have to pick a wing at this slide, right? You think they already got a elite guard play. We don't know what the future holds for us with Colin Sexton, but we do know that you have a young star in Darius Garland. We do know that Evan Mobley is a young star on the rise. Karis LeVert. I mean, they plugged him in. Once he got situated and once he got into the floor, now you want that two-way defender, right? Now you want a guy that you can just plug in, gonna play his role, bring it on slowly, maybe come in off the bench, but a guy that's gonna provide you 15, 20 minutes.
Well, and obviously had to overcome and incredibly scary health issue. We're so glad to see him back out on the floor contributing to that team. He's going to be such an important piece moving forward. Over the top doesn't mean to a championship, but perhaps playing, maybe even making one of those deeper runs, finishing fifth, fourth in the Eastern Conference. That isn't outside necessarily of the realm of possibility. possibility if they add the right pieces. So I want to revisit because
I
this is all
got
about the draft.
down
Who's best
with
available, Jay?
you.
Well, the best available, I still have AJ Griffin up there. He's probably the best shooter left on the board, along with Ochai Agbaji. But you mentioned Malachi Branham, Mark Williams still available. I don't expect Cleveland to take a big guy here. And, Charlotte could grab him up at 15 next if they wanted him. Ty Washington still on the board from Kentucky. Tari Eason of LSU is a really good defender, really long-armed and athletic.
Well, we do not expect it to be another big, but we shall see. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has the Cleveland Cavaliers.
With the 14th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Ochai Agbaji from the University of
Okay, Ochai Agbaji, so in the top 15 that we get a money deal.
Absolutely remarkable rise. His father is from
And
Nigeria,
Charlotte
college ball, but he wasn't
on
actually
the
his
job.
senior year of high school, and his
So we did say that
he wound up there.
Charlotte, but again, we got you in again, Chicago, Minnesota,
He's what you call a 3D guy in the NBA. He's
Ten
solid defender, but he can really shoot it. I wouldn't call him a shot creator, but he operates off screens facing the floor, and defensively, he's got a competitive edge to him. Shot 41% from three on 6.5 attempts per game. Good in transition. He can be explosive to the rim. A very good finisher. Led the Big 12 in scoring at 19 a game. What really stands out is that 37 he had against Texas Tech, where they play after play when the lights were on, and he's improved as a shooter every single year. He's only a 70% free throw shooter, which is a little bit odd given what an outstanding perimeter shooter he is, but he started at 30% and wound up at 41% from three his senior year.
And you can look and see that year-over-year improvement on your screen. I just want to say, okay, there's nothing wrong with also winning the majors. It was just lovely and easy. I have to rep the WCC here. All right, that's going to do it for the lottery portion, but we're going to come back with the rest of the first round after this.
Santa Clara's on
shout out time. No one in the chat to shout out time. The really well job from the eye will how no will Friday is the night show from the King in show on video September shout out to Jake the Mark at Countdown and Palmel can't even be like the night. Palmel we can't remember how we Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday and night time D-Well 9 p.m. Sunday and 10 p.m. on on Tuesday Conference and get retired. No one on Big Cup we got. I don't know. Now, if shout out of $1 a month on Patreon. A good deal. One world that beyond that the well thing and cover is on here right now. Bell live is thing right to the a real easy one. But the night so I got the shout out to the Halloween go to the JOKK and the main investment J-Man Broadway JP and J9J took on calling the of
In the 2022 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Mark Williams from Duke University.
the two players in the program celebrate again I like that. I will be there. So I am on the clock with really we get
Well, the first thing that stands out is his shot blocker, shot changer around the rim. He really goes after the ball. His timing is excellent. You mentioned with that length, that reach. He is a presence and cannot block his perimeter shot. He can really run the floor. He's a rim runner and a big time threat. You can throw it up there and he can go get it. And an excellent offensive rebounder. Gets over 3 offensive rebounds per game. And he shoots over 70% from the foul line. I think he shot 74% last year. So he's got a nice touch. Only guy in the country shoots 70% from the field and 70% from the line. That's a pretty good indication that he can stretch that range out and start to make a 17, 19-foot jumper at times.
And you talk about his dog mentality and being the beast down low, 3 offensive rebounds. His player come to me, his sister Elizabeth. Look at this block right here. Same thing. Almost the same athleticism and the same mean mug stare. The same role. Up into the same run.
really
Identical. I mean, just absolutely identical. And it makes sense because she has been in the gym with him for years and years and years. Or rather, actually, he's been in the gym with her. There's the hug between him and Elizabeth. And his moment with the NBA commissioner. I mean,
feel
shot blocker. Absolutely incredible. I do want to bring in Adrian Wojnarowski now because earlier there's a trade with Charlotte. What can you tell us?
They need
Detroit is going to send that 2025 first round pick via the Milwaukee that they picked up yesterday in the Jeremy Grant trade from Portland. That's on its way to Charlotte for Memphis center Jaylen Durant. Now, Troy Weaver, the Detroit general manager, he had two real wish list
from Memphis. Didn't imagine that he'd be in position to get either of them, but Ivy dropped, was not selected at number 4 by Sacramento. They were able to land him there. There's actually been conversations in Detroit about perhaps Jaylen Durant at number 5 if Ivy wasn't there. And now the trade to go get Durant. And now all of a sudden you look at this rebuild in Detroit with Kate Cunningham, last year's number 1 overall pick, Jaden Ivey, perhaps the most dynamic player in this draft, and Durant from Memphis, who is a young center that could be a good block for them. This is why Untitled, the president in Detroit, hired Troy Weaver from Oklahoma City. It was his history in the NBA draft, and now you're seeing it played out with the way this organization has replenished their young talent.
Absolutely. Well, that's what trade is all about, right? It's not just the players that come through. Sometimes it's the front office of these franchises as well. And speaking of, currently the Atlanta Hawks, they are on the board. A little bit of a disappointing season for them, I would say, this year, Big Perk, just because it was a little bit of a Cinderella run, sure, to the Eastern Conference Finals last season. So they set those expectations high, fell a little bit short. What are you looking at for them?
You know what? I would like to see them add like their stretch 4. The stretch 4, they got to express good trade, a chance to operate for people who get down here and do this thing.
Well, the pick is in. Let's see who is headed to join Trae Young in Atlanta and send it to NBA Commissioner Adam Silver.
With the 16th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Atlanta Hawks select AJ Griffin from Duke University.
Oh, man. AJ Griffin.
Headed to Atlanta. Welcome to Atlanta.
That's a pick. Go Griffin. Warrior. But AJ Griffin.
Well, he's got an elite skill, Malik, and he can really shoot it. 46% from 3 in his freshman season at Duke. He's spot up. He can put it on the deck for 1, maybe 2 dribbles and pull up. He was in the 91st percentile as a shooter in college basketball last year. He's got a really good shot fake, and he's reliable on both ends. You wouldn't call him a spectacular run and jump athlete, but he's a good athlete. And his cover shot 35% this season. He's a long-arm defender who has length and strength. So he's solid on both ends of the floor, but his shooting ability sets him apart here.
Surprise, Jay. Duke is already clean. They have 5 first-round picks. We could see.
NBA.
Alvin Carroll, Mark Williams, AJ Griffin. Who might join them?
Look at this smile.
I know.
I smile all the time at everybody's draft.
Well, you know what?
I'm Jabari Smith Jr. is here with us. First of all, congratulations. I know this is something that you've been working for years and years. You just described. We saw your emotions at first and nerves.
You know, this is something I've been about since I was 5 years old. So, hearing my name called, it's like everything settled down and all the emotions came out. I told all my friends I wasn't going to cry, but I couldn't hold it back. I'm watching my dad and my mom, and it was just, I had to let it out.
Sometimes you can't help it. I'm going to preface this by saying Kendrick Perkins is from Texas.
Okay.
Be kind here. What are your impressions so far? Who have you heard from within the Rockets?
I talked to the general manager not too long ago, but I think I'm going to talk to them again soon. And just knowing they got a young core, young team that I can go in there and just grow with, learn from. And just, overall, just be hungry and just be patient and just be ready.
Houston Rockets fans, I know what you mean. They are ready, obviously, after a little bit of a rebuild the last couple of years. When I say Houston Rockets fans, I mean Kendrick Perkins. So this is your camera right over there.
Okay.
Can you tell Houston Rockets fans what they are getting and why they should be excited?
You're getting a hard worker. You're getting somebody who's going to come in with a chip on their shoulder, somebody who's going to come in and compete from day one. Somebody who don't care about stats. Somebody who's going to do anything the team needs him to do. That's the
a little bit of a chip on your shoulder. You've been watching sound tonight, so let's just take a listen to what you have to say.
Monday about the NBA.
With the third pick in the 2022 draft, the Houston Rockets select Jabari Smith Jr.
Jabari Smith Jr. got the okay.
Coming in with a chip on your shoulder. I spoke to Jaylen Durant moments after he was drafted last year, and he already said, I'm coming in with a chip on my shoulder because I should have gone number one, and now I'm going for that rookie of the year. What are you going for in your first year with that chip?
I'm trying to make the playoffs. Rookie of the year is definitely in my eyes, but I want to win games. You know what I'm saying? That's just that's how I was raised. That's just who I am. I want to come in and win games, and if I'm coming in every game trying to win it, I know everything else takes care of itself. So I'm looking forward to a big year. Go back to college with you being back at Auburn. One of my good brothers, my good friends, Marquise Daniel, he spoke very, very highly of you. I just want you to tell us, what did that coaching staff and that program mean to your success, and what did they do for you before you get to this moment? They got a lot of people on that coaching staff who really care about you. In college about, you want to go there and achieve your dreams, but you got people on that coaching staff who I'm talking to for the rest of my life. Keep my head straight in college. I got my first year, so I went to a lot of other jobs, and he just kept me grounded. He always reminded me that. Keep my head grounded and focus on basketball, you know what I mean? So, him, West Flanagan, Ira Bowman, Coach Carl, all of them, they just helped me so much, you know what I'm saying? I thank them for life, you know what I mean? So, a great coach staff and a coach staff that care about you go a long way. So,
Jabari, when Malik asked you to describe yourself to Houston fans, the first thing you said was hard worker. And I saw that in you when I get to practice early. You're already there working with your workout coach. What does hard worker mean? What does that mean?
Somebody who's going to go the extra mile, you know what I mean? Somebody who always thinking that they're not doing enough, you know what I mean? But when I finish the workout, I always try to do extra. I always know I got to do the tank, so. That's just how person I am, you know what I'm saying? Raised by my dad, raised by somebody who plays this level and knows what it takes. That's just how I was raised.
I want to talk about the impact, right, and the impact that your father had on you, right? The pressure of being being the son of a father that played in the NBA. How did you handle that growing up? Embrace it as well.
There was a lot of expectations. I saw that in Atlanta. It's like everybody telling you how good your dad was. You know what I'm saying? Everybody looking at him as this big, role model or just this big superhero in the city of Atlanta. So just growing up, you can always hear it. It's like, I want to be better than him. I want to do more than him. So that was always what I wanted to do, and that's what he wanted too. So we just put it together. He always raised me to just play the right way. You know what I'm saying? I always play for the love of the game and just enjoy it. That's what he got out of us. So he always trying to do it in my head, just have fun with it. And that's where my hard work ethic comes from. And just overall, I love the game.
Have you already picked up the Texas barbecue spot for your nose?
I think Park can help me out with that. You go straight to the turkey.
I mean, clearly Park can help you with that. Thank you so much for the time you spent with us, Jabari. Congratulations. Well, the pick is in, so let's send it to Commissioner Adam Silver.
With the 17th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Houston Rockets select Tari Eason from Louisiana State University.
Okay. Tommy.
Came off the bench, transferred to LSU, quickly evolved into one of the most improved players in college basketball. His mother loved this day.
Just about everything. He's a transition wing with a 7'1" wingspan, very athletic. And as a defender,
according to NBA.com, the Yankees get away.
Never complained. He
Yeah,
demanded to be a starter. He's a team guy. He can strike out and shoot it 36% from three and 80%
in the
from here. And top five in
we
college
brought
basketball in player efficiency rating is just over 33. And you talk about his defense, you talk about what he brought defensively. I mean, he's guilty of being Fox and the He reminds me a lot of Carter Jones. A guy that's going to shoot the pass away, play internationally, deny the wins, being able to switch out and play multiple positions, 1-2-5. I love his finesse, and I love especially what he brings on the defensive side of the ball.
This man said a fox in a hen house. Let's take one more look at the camping rabbit and hat. Yeah, that is a jacket, and that is a nickel pants. Silver. You think you want to see like that? Well, let's take a look at the three to watch brought to you by Google Pixel Tip.
Well, three guys to watch in this draft. Brandon of Ohio State, very athletic wing who can really shoot it. Ty Washington, who didn't play the point guard when Xavier Wheeler was out, but a guy with a great middle game. And another guy, E.J. Liddell, an undersized big guy, long arms, can really block shots and really improve his game from being interior to perimeter this last season.
Absolutely. So we'll see which of Jay's best available go next as the 2022 NBA draft continues.
Yay! They come my hometown off. I've got the region in the back, but what is in the oh my God. Oh, that only day to well, Orlando. I got ring on there. I can feel oh, now we're going to buy through away back into the play of my birthday. Though that only day moved to San Antonio on the ball. I'm trying to see we a trade with San Antonio, LA, Orlando, the Creole Cafe, website. But again, I don't know. I'm gonna read more about the real part. I'm trying, but we got Kent, but they take that down. You, the team, I don't know. I got three NBA news this week. On what the NBA timetable and call put me on that. So, a timber was off. Darwin T. Cowboy with the Chicago real outbreak through I feel bad because I did all proper we I got someone to do so. Okay, but
It's a great.
But now, so let's take a look at their timeline here. It's the second time they've had a playoff appearance since 2005 this year, and we all remember the moment that Patrick Beverly jumped on the table. Karl Anthony Towns, All NBA third team, and Anthony Edwards, just an absolute star in the making, bright spot for them. But here's the question mark, right? D'Angelo Russell was sort of their X factor this year, Kendall.
I mean, he has his moments, but not in the postseason. Look, when you think of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and it's no disrespect to D'Angelo Russell, he's a hell of an NBA player. But the Timberwolves belong to Anthony Edwards, okay? Anthony Edwards, and then Karl Anthony Towns, and then you fill in the gaps. And there's no disrespect to D'Lo. I think he'll be a perfect fit somewhere else, just not alongside those guys.
Pretty good, yeah, that was pretty good. Anthony Edwards is good.
And he's doing a really good job.
All right, well, this is just in. Our Adrian Wojnarowski reporting that this pick will be on the move to the dark side, Kendrick Perkins. It is on its way to Memphis. Again, this pick on its way to Memphis. I just want to revisit who are the best players that you see on board right now.
Well, the list, Malachi Brandon with Ohio State, Martin Washington of Kentucky, E.J. Liddell with Ohio State. Then you start getting into guys like Kennedy Chandler of Tennessee, Jaden Hardy of the G League Ignite. Yeah, you got some wings, guards. E.J. Liddell, more of an undersized big guy that's moved out to the perimeter. So there's some good options here for ultimately going to Memphis.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of options. I referenced the dark side because that's what Kendrick Perkins calls Memphis. The pick is in though, so let's see who will be on their way to be walking in Memphis and send it to NBA Commissioner Adam Silver.
that is built right now. They'll build right now.
NBA draft. The Minnesota Timberwolves select Jake LaRavia from Wake Forest University.
Jake LaRavia, Jay, what stands out to you?
Good size. He's an excellent runner. And a guy who can defend and he started out at Indiana State and then transferred to Wake Forest. But what really stands out to me is how he moves without the ball. Very, very skilled as a player, can shoot it. But I really love the way he played off the ball and the way he moves without it.
Always member as well. You can see those in the green room who are still waiting for their names with their families to be called. San Antonio is currently on the clock, but Philadelphia is also going to be making a selection in the next segment. Who might be joining Joel Embiid? We're getting that on the other side.
God, man. No.
Do a simple favor. Something simple about this.
Oh, God, probably been home day, but couldn't go to come on home. But it's been fun. Not me in here, but hey, sun's on your dog, sun's on your jacket, you feel fine. I'm sure we play a good feel. Oh, I'm what is so, right now on the clock. No, I'm not in the get my thing right now, so I say, about I might say, down now, block. I mean, Monday, they'll go and play, but is that okay? And Monday, the whole round one, under tired, um, I did build now block, and I do to front him pin pit that I poke in the red on my vehicle, and I will recap maybe tomorrow night with some recap. Recap final joining the back of your podcast is Joe and all the Monday did, but hey, I'm gonna see what is channel unknown, um, unknown the approve of the um, uh, Okay, here we go.
Now, Brandon from the Ohio State University.
He put a little bit of chutzpah in
Now,
the Ohio State University.
Now,
Malachi, the first Ohio
Now,
basketball since St. Mary's since one Mr. LeBron James. And I just love this. He said that his goals were to, one, become the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, which he achieved, and then become an NBA player. And now that he has been selected by the San Antonio Spurs,
so good.
both. He was Ohio State's top ranked since Seattle record in 2014. And it's been a run for him to be one and done.
They are.
He slowly progressed as the year went
I
on. Look at
would
the talented players in the country.
I think this is a steal for San Antonio. They've got a great prospect here.
Me too.
Mentioned he went to St.
Me
Mary's
too.
to go there.
Yeah.
He could never be the best player in school history because of
Yeah.
Braves. But Malachi Branham,
Yeah.
LeBron James, back in 2002. He was drafted in 2003. That was my first draft with ESPN. It was a pretty darn good one. But he is a three-level scorer. He's got great shooting, really uncommon, and a very fast work. He shot 83% from the foul line this last year. That was second in the Big Ten. He's excellent. He gets to his spot. His mid-range game is outstanding. Another really good shooter and excellent finisher. And a really good pick-and-roll handler. As a defender, he's athletic. He can stay in front. He doesn't get a lot of steals. Once he got 35 against Nebraska, he knew he was on his way. This last 11 games, he averaged over 19 points per game, 57% from the field. So made a huge jump late in the season, which you don't often see with young players that may run out of gas. He didn't run out of gas. He stepped on the gas. I think he's going to be an outstanding NBA player. He's a great pick for San Antonio.
And Jay, I mean, you said it, a steal, you think, that is headed to San Antonio.
I actually he could have been taken in the lottery. Wow. He's a really talented young player. If you want a guy that's gone back and dominated in college, yes. But, when you look at what even a guy like Keegan Murray, averaged 7 points a game the year before last, and last year he comes in and averages 24. You're going to see a jump. It's going to take Brandon a little while, especially physically. He's not NBA ready today, but he's going to be NBA ready pretty darn soon. He's really talented. In a league where wings that can shoot it and drive it and finish and
And they have a little bit of an interesting year, Kendrick, because Nikola Jokic, I mean, put this team on his back. Without who was coming back from injury. Without Jamal Murray, who was also experiencing injury. We saw him become the MVP of the league for the second time. How do you see them next season, assuming that they get healthy?
You know what? They're going to be one of the best teams in the world. When they Murray or if they're best, and Murray tends to turn it on when it matters the most.
Denver will be good next year. I don't know them both off with EJ now, Justin Harvey, Mayor Justin Kansas. I don't know if y'all come with, I mean, you got a good team built. Keep building around Joe up there. He don't make faith money. Yeah, he can take out he can, but I think if Murray get jump a bit I mean, a bit in Zambia, the company
We have a trade to announce. The New York Knicks trade the draft rights to Ousmane Dieng, the 11th pick, to the Oklahoma City Thunder for 3 additional first-round picks.
can go to
And with the 21st pick in the 2022 NBA draft,
he
the
won.
Denver Nuggets select Christian Brown from the
Okay,
University of Kansas.
Christian Brown.
I love this. When
No,
young men are in the
I
stands
do
and they
too.
make their way down for
will.
their big moment,
He
and there
does
it is,
it.
Christian
I
Brown.
think he's gonna be
Kansas,
good,
that trade the commissioner announced, our Adrian Wojnarowski reported earlier. But right now,
he gotta go back from me.
He's a walking bucket. He's getting.
Oh my God. Oh yeah.
The New York Knicks trade the draft rights to Ousmane Dieng, the 11th pick, to the Oklahoma City Thunder for 3 conditional first-round picks.
3 guns here. Here. I don't think that night, but he could be young,
He's solid in every area.
the ball.
He's more of a five.
No,
He's
it
proven that
won't be
he's a really
the
good,
night.
solid basketball player.
It won't
says solid
be
basketball players. That's his
the
new coach.
night.
And take a look. He had a special visitor in the
Matt
stands.
is
His coach
on the call.
giving him a hug.
That was one of the moves. Like, I'm happy for
Matt
you,
is Corey.
Well, I mean, you
I
want to keep
saw
great
your
players.
door. I run
Now,
for
before
your
headed big
big
but take me to the dark.
we are
I
headed to
made
the
God.
dark side. The Memphis
Oh,
Grizzlies,
my.
they are
I
on the clock. And
made
if you're
God.
talking about Memphis, we got to talk about John Morant. Obviously, he wasn't
God.
able to finish out the playoffs with the Memphis Grizzlies. He had a knee injury. But, Court, this is your
Well,
group, the young fellas that you have pegged to make
my
noise in the
mom
Western
did.
Conference.
Absolutely. As far as with this young man right here, superstar written all over him. He is the culture. He is the foundation. Other people follow. And you know what? The Memphis Grizzlies has not missed in the draft over the last 4 or 5 years, to be honest with you. And I don't expect for them to miss tonight. I really don't.
I hate to break it to you, though. This pick is not going to Memphis. It's on the move, as our Adrian Wojnarowski reported. This is the Grizzlies Timberwolves trade. So this pick, once again, the Grizzlies will select, but it will be on the move per our Adrian Wojnarowski. Jay, who are we still keeping our eye on here?
Well, some of the players we talked about, Washington from Kentucky. He is still on the board. EJ Liddell,
Yeah,
an undersized point guard that defends very well and really good at pick and roll. We mentioned Blake Westbrook, from the G League. The interesting Walker Kessler from Auburn, the best shot blocker in this draft, is also still available.
Best shot blocker in this draft. All right, well, let's take a look and see who is going to be picked by Memphis on their way to Minnesota. Here is NBA Commissioner Adam Silver once again.
With the 22nd pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Walker Kessler from Auburn University.
So, you know,
In a common draft era, Auburn has had multiple players selected
he on the way
Walker
to
Kessler started his career at
the
North Carolina. His father, Chad,
he
actually played at Georgia, was a fifth-round pick in the 87
on
NBA
the
draft.
court
He was ranked the number one player in the state of Georgia by ESPN. He's the first player in Auburn history to receive
Calling
Defensive Player of the
God.
Year honors. And now,
on
his
get
moment, as he shares out his representation, what exactly are they getting today?
Well, they're getting the best shot blocker in the draft. He had doubles this last season, and it's because of having double-digit blocks in each one of those games. He averages 6.5 blocks per 36 minutes. Wow, that's really remarkable. So he's a tremendous lob threat. He can set a screen and then roll to the basket. You don't roll, but you can throw it right up to him, and he goes as high as he needs to get it. He only shot 20% from three, but he does have a good stroke, and I think he's going to be able to be a reliable shooter from the perimeter in time because he's still a young player. This is his first year really playing gigantic minutes. But the SEC Defensive Player of the Year, the Naismith National Defensive Player of the Year, he was just a terror around the basket that covered up the rim from 12 feet and in.
Well, and then this is his handshake, his moment with NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. I mean, serious shot blocker. All right. Well, now it's the Philadelphia 76ers that are on the clock, and it has been just a roller coaster of a season for the 76ers. A whole lot going down. Let's take a look at their soap opera.
Tensions have been simmering between Simmons and the Sixers all off season.
Another game for the franchise.
Everybody would love to have Ben Simmons, but it's at what price?
The Brooklyn Nets, they are trading James Harden to Philadelphia for Ben Simmons.
This is the most potent offensive duo that this league has.
Tonight, there's a date that we've had circled on the calendars.
In a playoff-like atmosphere, the Nets sucked
I watched that game.
Under more pressure in the playoffs than James Harden.
Good and one that.
all of the good jerseys. Philadelphia, for the fourth time in the last 5 years, is eliminated on its own floor.
Nobody expected Houston James Harden. That's not who he is anymore.
All right, Kirk. We have watched this unfold all year long. What are your thoughts on what transpired in
Oh,
Philadelphia?
Joe and me,
Some
Jay,
will call it a fair season. Not me.
Jay,
When you have one of your all-stars and superstar
Jay
talent
Aubrey,
that shut it down and basically on the team at the beginning of the season. They didn't vote. They didn't want anybody to feel sorry for themselves. They went out there and they competed. They were a top 5 team in the best conference in the Eastern Conference. So it wasn't a fair season. I know James Harden didn't perform like he was supposed to, but I still think the season last year was still a bit of success.
Okay. Well, we have some news, so I want to check in with our senior NBA insider, Adrian Wojnarowski. Hey, Woj.
Philadelphia has traded the 23rd pick to the Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay,
Joe. Guard. And Memphis is going to draft David Roddy from Colorado State here. Now they picked up 2 picks. Jake Arabia from Wake Forest and David Minnesota, and now David Roddy from Colorado State. So as expected, Daryl Morey moved out that number 23 overall pick to bring in a rotation guard in D'Anthony Melton.
Nelson is on the move for Adrian Wojnarowski. Thank you so much. Jay, he mentioned David Roddy. What can you tell us about him?
Well, he's an undersized big guy, but he can shoot it. David Roddy was the Mountain West Player of the Year. Another guy who's a three-level scorer, but a talented player, just so undersized.
No, you go.
Let's go to NBA Commissioner. Once again, as our Adrian Wojnarowski reported, Philadelphia will be picking what this pick will be on.
With the 23rd pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select David Roddy from Colorado State University.
David Roddy,
we knew that. 595 points last season.
He's very good for Colorado.
Yeah, barrel-chested big guy that's got really good ball skills. We mentioned he's a three-level scorer. He can shoot it. He can go down into the post. He shot 44% from three. One of the best scorers in the draft. A good ball handler and a good passer. A very talented passer, but he's got really quick hands. Just knows how to play.
Behind the scenes of the draftees tonight, or actually now I could call them NBA players. Paolo Banchero, Keegan Murray. We have so much more of the NBA draft coverage still to come. Who might hear their name called next? That will be on the other side as we say hello to Dyson Daniels and his silver suit. More NBA draft coverage will continue after this.
So, like I was saying,
We're gonna know what you're made of is by hitting.
milk that again. Thank God for me. I mean, I got my great mom. I always know my kids and sometimes I can't find it, but I'm probably got. I do live with real control. With Roku on Uru on my Roku out. I get all my app on Roku blog. I was saying, oh yeah, the thing went to John Morant, Matt and the Cavaliers. They'll get a red dye cat, I think. Willing, they got, when they get hungry, I think I my big touch when being not. Yeah, well, I know I'm not tired. I did, but we got a good team. So I think I'm gonna admit I did not yet, and then we got one down guy, but do that shout out your big join me go back and watch when we have in all at the front control realm front in contact. I was a bit in so
Welcome back to the 2022 NBA
yes,
Draft presented by State Farm.
yeah,
The Milwaukee Bucks
yeah,
are on the clock.
yeah.
And the Bucks, I mentioned some teams at the top of the East. Boston, Milwaukee, certainly. I am remiss not to mention Miami, Jay. They certainly belong in that conversation. When we talk about Milwaukee, though, we need to talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo. His remarkable story, a movie that came out on his rise, literally this week. The pick is in, so we'll put a pin in that thought for just a moment. Let's find out who will be joining Giannis, Chris Middleton, and the crew in Milwaukee.
With the 24th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select Marjon Beauchamp,
On
G
the
League's Team Ignite.
of that he is God.
Not to mention, this young man who has a tremendous story, soaking in this moment with his family.
He has been picked. So, I'm going to see now Jabari Smith and Austin. He and Joey holding call no one calling dog. But I'm tired, guys. I gave all I got today. All I got today. The top fucking from Pitt, San Antonio on the cross now, but I'm tired. I'm real tired. I got to my wife. Shout out with DJ New update the OJ to call clip from the set of the guy called Emmanuel on my mom Jim walk go the kingdom jet is he jet no now and show go entertainment and my mom already like the Cobra Keegan J she got go more through with the in the chat and yeah, demon big bro. I'm on God, deep one day, bro. And yeah, bro, Jamie and Rock, so I keep my eyes out on the back. Yeah, for the rest of the pit my difficulty. You guys should call him because I on the call now. So, no one does know. I will see you guys probably tomorrow night for family because it will be family only in our family got they are chatting the cut of and what San Antonio on the call of then call I got to I'm gonna now call Friday the obviously Bob me play with the Notre Dame. So your let people EMP in Togo until the your guide, and I will undoubtedly under one down. So maybe I try to call with them on night with the Zambian player. I mean the Zambian time on go. Yeah, your guy, your abandoned and away on Monday and help net. Well, say I don't know. I didn't know. Although some we got uh playoff. I mean the and and playoff of the contact that we give me a week off. A no game, I got covered of no that of no nothing, but I won't be taking week off. I mean, no, but one joke is that we got. We've got NBA finals and NBA draft with the NFL Family finals and with the on on the NFL draft. I mean the time Sunday night, in my kid that night, Friday night, Saturday night. I got the potential for football, and then Sunday I was going to NASCAR Sunday, but I forgot about the big dog. Yeah, so enjoy the rest of the drive and the begin a new NBA Friday of NBA that for the three in the NBA will be part of your life. It's a great young. What will Kyrie do? Are we going to himself in what is that you on beat? Oh, no, he Memphis Jr went to Cavaliers. Another dude. It's alright, but we are coming. We are not winning. I see y'all guys the of night with Sandwich. Don't win my grandchild shall we are in the mark of my Nashville 10 T tomorrow. What? See y'all guys. Miami on the clock. I'm so guilty the camera being myself. Bye.